morning, everybody. So today I thought, since we have to do a get the Paw Patrol movie, she says. So we have a ton of farm chores to do. The spring is almost here. Things are melting. What's up, buddy? We have a nice sleepy rest in the wintertime, and then once the snow melts, the work starts. So we are really thankful we got a whole winter worth of rest, and we are chomping at the bit to get some things done. So the most important things to get done for this weekend are going to be pruning and moving around the goats. The goats are going to be having babies soon, and we can't have them in with their other ones. So we're going to be trimming hooves, getting everybody kind of brushed out and just ready for a good spring.
Will you not do the collar thing without me?
Honey's going to be a while. Yeah, don't worry. We need to be able to clean out some pens, so I don't know if we're actually going to be able to do that or not because the ground is still frozen. But we're going to try. Please don't interrupt, Eli. But I thought today, since we're going to be working on the goats and the animals mostly, I thought today would be a great day to explain to you what is permaculture. So if you have joined us for our What Is series, this is video number 2 in that series. I will definitely link it in the iCards for you. The part 1 was what is Back to Eden garden method. And so this part 2 will just be, it's going to be a very brief explanation of what is permaculture and how are we putting it to use on our farm. I am mostly doing this because I don't want you guys to be lost as we go through the season, and I'm talking about all these kind of words like Back to Eden and permaculture. Ooh, I think you grew. You did. I don't know if we can do this. Let's see, is that too tight? Oh, there we go. Does that work?
Yes.
Okay. So throughout the growing season, I will certainly give you tons and tons of examples and ways that we are using permaculture, but today let's just talk about what is it. A couple of names you guys might want to know about if you are interested in looking it up is going to be Bill Mollison. He's the founder of the method, and Jeff Lawton. And I'll put both of those names on the screen for you guys. Those guys were really the founding fathers of the method. Jeff really just puts it in a usable format. And he also runs the PDC, which is the Permaculture Design course. And you can get a degree in that. So I do not have a degree in that. I would love to get a degree in that. But I've read lots of books, and we'll talk about some of those books here. And yeah, it's just a lot of trial and error. So we're going to go get started outside, and let's talk about what permaculture is. Permaculture is pretty simple. This right here is what I like to call my serviceberry guild. It has rhubarb and herbs, flowers, all planted around it, and they're all working together. You can see that sage right there. And then here is a marshmallow. Over here is a rhubarb. And each of those plants have a purpose. So you may be wondering, well, what's a guild? What is this permaculture thing? And how can I use it? So let's talk about that real quick. So all of the plants that I mentioned just a second ago, the serviceberry behind me serves as a wildlife habitat. It also helps to shade out my greenhouse here because it gets really hot in the summer, but it's nice and open and airy, so it doesn't do too much shade. And technically, if we wanted to, we could eat the berries. However, we don't really like them. The rhubarb helps to be a chop and drop, which is a style of mulching. So you can cut the leaves down, use the stalks for food, and use the leaves down around this to help suppress weeds and to fertilize. The herbs, like the sagebush behind me, those serve a totally different function. They are medicinal and culinary. So it's great for us. And basically, all we're doing is we're kind of companion planting on a very grand scale. So we're adding plants that work together, that can help each other, and also provide great things for us. What did you find? Oh my gosh, it is so tiny.
Can I pick that egg? Can I put 1, 7, 8?
Good. So we use our chickens as our compost machine. They work really well. They get all of our scraps and everything, and that fits nicely within our permaculture system.
Two. Ow, that might hurt.
No, it's nails. Doesn't hurt at all. We only do goat trimming every few months, but in the wintertime it's too cold, so we don't usually do it. So this is a big spring trim. The goats are great. They fit well within our permaculture farm. I chose goats because we don't have any pasture for sheep, and I honestly don't love sheep. Goats are just, they're a little challenging because you have to trim their hooves. So it doesn't hurt at all, so don't think I'm hurting them. They just aren't used to being handled from the winter time, and so they're all a little wild. Thank you, Paige. Great help. Trimming all the goat hooves not only is great for caring for the animal, but also it gives me a chance to get up and close to them, to keep an eye on them. Like this mama right here, she's gonna have babies in about a month. So I'm just checking her ligaments, checking her udder. She's not even close to having her babies, but it's just good to check and know your animal, how they function and how they act on a normal day, so that you know when something's changing. She also has a fainting gene. That's why her legs get stiff like that. So when she's pregnant, she faints a lot more often. Good boy. Why can't you be the one I milk? Does that taste nice? Okay, got one more hoof, and then we just have Chico. Woo! That was a really big job. And we still have Chico to do, but I'm gonna wait for Micah to get home because he's got big horns, and I can't hold him down and trim his nails at the same time. So he's certainly not an aggressive goat at all. He's just a little wild and goofy. But the plan today is to move him out of his pen, and we're gonna put him in there with the ducks. We've done that before, but we have to clean out the duck hut, so that's what's next. Everybody is gonna move out of this pen except for Rosebud and Cape, who are gonna have their babies, and they're all gonna get transferred to where Chico is. I don't think I ever intended on having this many goats. Goat math is sort of like chicken math. It just sort of happens. Really, just that's the wonderful thing about homesteading and farming, is that abundance is truly everywhere. Our goats fit within our permaculture design because they can eat a whole bunch of things like knapweed, which we have a lot of, that sheep can't eat or don't eat. And also we needed more manure for the garden, so we already had the rabbits and the chickens, and the rabbits also fit within our design because they can eat scraps and things from the garden and they give us back manure. And the same with the goats, but the goats have the added benefit of obviously pooping a lot more, but also being able to make babies, and which we can sell, and then also we can milk them. So that's what we do with our goats. I try really hard within every single thing that we bring on our farm has to serve multiple functions. So our chickens are primarily our compost bin. They also provide us with meat, and then they also provide us with eggs and also things to sell. So then our rabbits, they provide us with meat, they provide us with compost for the garden, and they can also help utilize the garden scraps. And then I already told you about the goats and how they serve many functions. The ducks are sort of just a secondary to the chickens, although they don't till or, you know, do anything, but they can kind of take a benefit of being in the garden without scratching things up. And they can also take advantage of places like flooding places on our property. Not that we get a ton of that, but we do get a little bit. Even our kitties fit within our permaculture design, don't you? They help keep the mice down, and of course are good company. Huh. Yep. So I hope you guys learned a little bit about permaculture today. Again, like I said, today is not meant to be a full explanation of what it is, just a basic understanding, so that moving forward you have a little bit more idea of what I'm trying to accomplish here, and perhaps that will help you be able to implement some of these systems on your own farms and homesteads and gardens. And these even fit within like city type lifestyle. If you are constantly saying, okay, I'm going to bring this thing into my house, what is the purpose? What is the function? How can I get multiple uses out of this thing? You know, it just helps you accumulate a lot less things, and you have really a good purpose to bringing things into your home. Oh, all the kitties. Everybody once left today, and the goats have forgiven me. Just so you guys know, it really doesn't hurt them to trim their nails. Just think of it as like trimming your own nails. You know, of course, if you go too low, you're going to bleed. I have not yet made any of my goats bleed, thank goodness. But I am very careful. And as far as, you know, trimming even our own nails, we can do the same things, but it doesn't hurt. It feels the same way. Mostly they just don't like being restrained, or, oh gosh, look at Cape. She is such a naughty goat, but she has nice teat size, which makes her easier to milk. That's why I keep her. She's kind of a pain in the neck, and she's a super amazing mom. Like, she gives birth like on her own. She's amazing. So
come here, dude.
He's not gonna hurt you.
I know.
Catherine just grabbed him and flipped him right around. She literally just held his horns or his, because his collar's not gonna work. If you just hold him in place, you gotta hold him tight. Pull him up against your body, and then, because if he smacks me back, yep, perfect.
I know. It's not fun. Are you loving on Chico since he can't defend himself right now? That's just ornery, Finn.
That is rude. Can someone pick up Finn? I'm gonna smell for a week, you know.
Yeah. He loves him.
Go. You're being so mean. He can't defend himself at all right now.
Yay! Good job, baby. You're free. Hi, buddy. He's like, no, I'm gonna have it out for these dang cats. Oh, well, we did it, guys. These goats are in their new space. Clearly, Gingy's in heat for the first time. Sage's weather, so we don't have to worry about that. But gosh, he's excited. We got our 2 mamas in here. And we're gonna turn this into a kidding stall. Probably have a couple of separate spots. And Mr. Chico is happily joined with the ducks. Are you eating their food? So,
No, leave it alone.
farm chores. You gotta love them. Chico is mad because we clipped his hooves and moved him. Ben accidentally let him out. This is the consequence. He pooped in my boot when I was getting him back in the pen. That is disgusting. Teamwork is dream work, guys, right? Good job.
Can't go through there.
You can do it. So, anyway, we will see you guys again real soon. Don't forget to hit the little notification bell so that you are notified whenever we post something, and we will see you again real soon. Thanks for joining me.